This is a movie about love, betrayal, death, and a sacrilegious rendition of the birth of Jesus Christ.
Oh, no.
And that's just what happens around Emma Thompson. This movie breaks down Emma Thompson to where she just has to resolve to live a sham of a life.
So this is a Christmas story about a community getting together to get a lady.
Yeah, pretty much.
It does seem satisfying. What if once every Christmas we all get somebody? I guess that's kind of what the ghosts were doing in A Christmas Carol.
Oh, yeah.
What if they were trying to get him to kill himself? and he accidentally learned the true meaning of Christmas? Those three ghosts are like, no, we just pick an old man every Christmas. And we go, here's what you did. And here's what you're doing. And here's what's going to happen. And here's a handgun. And he went, I'll get the best goose for the poorest boy. But maybe that's what this movie was. And this time it went wrong. It's a fine line between learning the true meaning of Christmas and deciding it's time to die.
It takes place over the 5 weeks leading up to Christmas. It is 2003. We open on narration from Hugh Grant. Whenever I'm sad or lonely, I like to think about the arrivals gate at Heathrow Airport. People want you to believe that we live in like a cynical world. He goes, I don't believe that. I think airports really represent love. He goes, as far as I know, on 9/11.
Ooh. Which like just happened.
Yes!
This is this is the week after.
Yes!
The week after 9/11, someone went, okay, hear me out. Sex airport. 9 couples fall in love. Is this a 9/11 movie about how fun the airport is?
Hugh Grant goes, you know, we live in a world filled with love because on 9/11, as far as I know, people were making calls as they're going down. He goes, when people were making those calls as the plane was going down, they were all messages of love and not hate. Isn't that the funniest thing? People calling.
Someone goes like, look, Bob, I'm about to die. But you can go fuck yourself. I know what you've been doing with my wife. Yeah. Just petty stuff.
Yes.
Just someone you've always wanted to tell off.
Yeah.
Well, because you always hear about the guy who he wins the lottery and tells his boss off.
Yes.
What about the guy who goes, I'm in a plane crash right now? Consider this my resignation. And everyone's like, that was the cockiest. Like you're cocky about it. You're like, I'm in a plane crash right now. Why would anything be a message of hate?
It'd be insane.
Hugh Grant, you dumb asshole. Already, this is aged beautifully.
Mm-hmm. Colin Firth. He is a writer who lives with his girlfriend, and he's getting ready for a wedding. She's sick. She's in bed, and he's just like, hey, I can skip the wedding. I love you so much. If you want me to skip it, I'll take care of you. She's like, no, you got to go to the wedding, And he goes, all right, are you sure? She goes, I love you.
Okay, I love you.
She's
nothing.
Like, nothing. You would never betray me, right? And she goes, get out, you loser.
Is the whole thing in London?
Yes. So he goes to the wedding, and then he comes back to check on her. His brother's at his house, and he's like, oh, hey, we should get something nice for Mom for Christmas, And he's like, yeah, totally. And then his girlfriend yells from the other room, hey, Colin Firth's brother, come back and fuck me. I'm betraying Colin Firth, obviously. So now the newly single and freshly betrayed Colin Firth goes to write at the French cottage he goes to every year. He's introduced to his new maid, Aurelia. She's Portuguese and doesn't speak English, and he doesn't speak any Portuguese. They're at the cottage, and he's like, hey, you want this croissant? And she's, again, this is all in Portuguese. She's like, no, I have a fat sister, so I can't eat croissants. Basically, that's what she says. And she goes, but you need to stop eating croissants because you're getting fat. And he's like, I'm one of those guys who never puts on weight, So it's always...
Oh, okay. They're saying different things.
Yeah, it's very cute. At one point, his papers fly into the lake, and they both jump in and rescue them. So then they're inside, they're warming up together. She asks, using charades, what type of story he's writing.
And she looks at the story, and it's called, like, The Taking of a Portuguese Whore. the murder, the brutal murder of the maid. Man, I want to meet a girl that I can't talk to. This is so...
He drops her off at the airport. The month is up. You know, it's almost Christmas now.
So she's just in the country to be a maid.
I guess so.
She's going home.
Yeah. So he drops her off the last time, and she kisses him, and he gets in the car, and he's so horny, he gets into a car accident immediately.
Just to let it out. Just
yeah.
He's like, oh, sweet explosion. Sweet explosion of metal and tires.
He goes to a language learning center. This is just a room full of people with CD players and headphones all learning different languages.
It's all people trying to fuck their maid. They're like, so, you want to fuck your maid? And it's just different rooms, French maid, Portuguese maid.
So instead of spending Christmas with his family, Mr. Firth flies to Marseille, the Portuguese-speaking French town she lives in, and he gets in a cab to Aurelia's house. Colin Firth sprints to the door, and her father opens the door, and now he can speak pretty good Portuguese.
He's been learning.
He goes, Mr. Last name, I'm here to marry your daughter. And he goes, my daughter? And he goes, yeah, your daughter. He goes, I mean, okay. Guess who walks in? Fat daughter. This is my fat sister.
This is great. The croissant sister.
Yeah, this is the croissant sister. And he goes, hey, this fucking British guy wants to marry you. And she's like, I've never seen this guy before. He goes, who gives a shit? You're so fat. Nobody will ever love you. And she goes, are you going to sell me to a British man I've never met? The dad goes, sell you? I'm going to pay him. They're really mean to this nice lady.
Wow, this whole thing was just to insult a fat Portuguese woman.
Yeah, this whole thing.
Who's enjoying the pastries of her home in Marseille.
Yes.
The official bread of Marseille. Yeah.
Colin Firth's like, excuse me, I met your hot daughter. And he goes, oh, of course, my hot daughter.
Wait, what if and then the fat sister goes, Dad, we do this every time the mailman shows up. You go, would you like to take my daughter? Just get her off my hands.
Yeah.
At the end of every couple story, do they make fun of a fat person? This is a movie about the joy of Christmas and the joy of making fun of people who are overweight.
That does come back, yeah. Take me to your hot daughter, please. And he goes, oh, yeah, she's working at the restaurant. I'll take you. And fat daughter comes.
He's like, you're going to watch this.
Yes!
This is what you could have if you just knocked off the goddamn croissants.
He calls her Miss Dunkin' Donuts 2003.
What?
He does. Old fat daughter starts gathering the town. He goes, hey, Dad's going to sell Aurelia to Colin Firth. So this mob is so big that rumors are starting about why they're in a mob. Like, nobody knows why they're following this guy at some point. And one kid goes, I heard this guy's going to kill Aurelia. And this other kid goes, cool.
What if most of the mob went, we're finally going to kill that bitch? The skinny sister won't sleep with any of us.
So they finally get to the restaurant, and he says, you know, I love you, in Portuguese. He has a whole speech, and then she responds, she's been learning English. I love you so much, Colin Firth. So then they kiss, and everybody cheers. Cut to, it's now after Christmas, and this is the big final scene where we see how everybody ties together. They're at the airport, and Colin Firth and his beloved Aurelia are meeting up with his friends, and it's two guys and a woman. And they meet him, and she says in English, she goes, oh my God, I didn't know Colin Firth's friends were so hot. If I would have known, I'd bang one of you instead. And he goes, she doesn't speak English too well.
Plus, maybe he was like the fifth guy she'd met. Because it seems like the village she was from is from the Middle Ages.
Yeah, pretty much.
They thought you bought women. Yeah. They formed mobs very easily. He's basically taking a woman out of essentially Amish conditions and bringing her into the world. And she's like, oh, you're not even the best one out here.
Yes.
Because really, he fell in love with the better sister. But really, Colin Firth is the fat sister.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
So she's just about to go meet his brother. Oh. Colin Firth is the fat sister.
God damn.
This is him realizing, the moment he sees that, he goes, I belonged with her.
Yeah.
I'm the worst of two siblings. I was the fat sister the whole time. It should have just, the last scene should have been him with the fat sister. They're both having a croissant, and they're like, well, I guess this is love. The past was doing its best.
That's the theme song.
Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. They were doing their best.